Hello fellow agents, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday I showed you how to create a multi-command CLI application. I also implemented an info command which retrieves some information about the application, and the generate which actually generates random passwords for you. So today I'm gonna show you how to work with models SQLAlchemy and SQLite. If you go to SQLAlchemy.org, the only thing what we really need is the ORM Quick Start page. And here there's a section right on the top of the page declaring models. And I'm gonna use this part to get started with. Okay, so I don't the user address. I'm gonna change it to config because I need a config table where I store the hashed master password and the device salt. So table name is config, and I need a master password hash. I'm not going to specify the length. It has to be a string, and that's it. And okay, I need a device salt. And it's gonna be the same. Alright, basically this is the config. I'm removing the unused imports. Okay, so let's go back and see how to move forward. So I need a create engine, and so I'm gonna use this create engine, but the create engine actually it's gonna be and I don't need to echo, but for the development purposes I'm gonna leave it here. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna call it DB because that will represent the DB. And how I'm gonna use it, if I go to init, I will import okay, and the only thing what I'm going to do is base metadata create all DB. Okay, so let's see how it works. And it just created a passwords.SQLite. So let's explore this file, what is in it. Let's describe the table, and as expected we have a master password hash which is a varchar and a device salt. So let's input for the master password and use it and hash it. So it's gonna be a password. I'm gonna hide the input because I don't wanna print what the user types on the screen. Confirmation prompt we also need, and the prompt is gonna be master password, and also this is a argument which I need. Okay, so but first Okay, so how I'm just gonna create the master password hash. There is a library called hashlib. Okay, and I'm gonna use this hashlib and SHA-256 encoding on the password, but I just need to encode it first, and because I want to store it in the database, I'm going to call a hex digest on it, and let me print out what it is. Okay, I'm typing a password, and just please note, if I type something different, it will ask it again. So I'm typing it again, the same, and here is the master password hash. This is what I'm going to store into database. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to do. I have the master password hash, and also I will need the device salt. For the device salt, I'm going to use what I already have. I generate password because the only thing what it does, it generates a 32 bytes long random string. Okay, so I have this master password hash and device salt. So how am I going to insert it into the database? So I'm coming back to I'm coming back to the documentation, and this is how you use it. And I need the session maker. Because the session maker will create me a session for this actual database. So the session is going to be session maker, and I'm gonna bind the DB. So I need to import this, not this from generate, from the init. I can put it here, the session. Okay, and right now okay, and I just need to use it. So if I go back to the documentation, it says with session, a session. I'm not going to provide the engine because I already did it. I'm just going to type with session because I imported it, a session. Now I create a config. I'm binding the values. Master password hash is going to be master password hash, and the device salt is the device salt which I just generated, and I can put it here, and also to the session I'm going to add in the config object, and I'm gonna commit. Okay, so basically this is odd. Okay, and it should work. So let's see what it does. Typing the master password. And you see inside the config master password has device salt values. Here is the hash of the master password and the actual salt we just provided. So let's make it a bit more interesting with the help of the famous rich library. When I create a database, I wanna print out a message. Let's say tables database and tables are created. Okay, and when it is finished and everything is inserted into a database properly, I'm just gonna say application configured properly. Alright, so let's see it again. So remember, there is no protection that anyone can enter two different sets of master password hash and device salt. So right now I'm just gonna delete this file and run this init again. So the master password, I'm typing something again, and ta-da, I have it. And database and tables are created and application configured properly. So if I go back to the models, if I remove this echo option and run it again, so you see right now there is nothing what it so that there is no SQLite operation output, only what I asked him to do. Okay, but for now I'm just gonna put it back, and when I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna remove this option because we really don't want to see. Alright, so basically the application is configured, and when this application is configured, I'm gonna create the entries table where we actually going to store all the secrets, the passwords,